Hi, welcome to another episode of Heartland Hangover. My name is David Ford. I'm the corporate chef for Heartland Reps, and I'm here in the test kitchen in Kansas City. Today, we're going to be making what I think is the best one-pot dish out there. We're going to make some jambalaya. We're doing the Creole version, which does have tomato. We're going to do chicken, andouille, and shrimp today. You could use, that's pretty much the classic, but use crawfish, use oysters, use pork fat, pretty much anything. Throw it in, throw some rice, your tomatoes, some broth, let it go. So jambalaya is, it's a perfect mesh from New Orleans. New Orleans and Louisiana is such a melting pot of African, French, Spanish, and then their local ingredients down there. It's just, you put it all in a pot, have a few Dixie beers, stir it from time to time. It's ready in about half hour. If you need 3-4 hours to, get ready to eat, having a party, have a big pot going over, it'll be ready to go. To make jambalaya, I have my old friend, the cast iron pan back. This one's great. It's a little deeper. It's almost a cast iron Dutch oven hybrid. So I got started already, seasoned up some chicken thighs with some Creole seasoning. Just did a quick sear on it. Same with some andouille sausage, cut them into rings, cooked them down in a little bit of oil just to get some color. And not only the color is important for the flavor, but it also leaves a lot of the fond in the bottom of the pan. So when we're adding the vegetables and everything like that, we're gonna make sure we scrape that up. Really good flavor, really important to the dish. So we're gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna get us moved back here, and we're gonna start adding the rest of it, finishing up and eat it. All right, come right back, we'll see you in a minute. Hi, welcome back. Making jambalaya today. So here in the pan, for the last about 5 minutes or so, I've kind of been just sauteing the Trinity, peppers, onions, and celery. In French cuisine, they have mirepoix, carrot, celery, onion. Down in New Orleans, they call it the Holy Trinity. Again, bell pepper, onion, and celery. So I chopped up a bunch of that, added it to the pan. Again, this is a pan that we already browned off some chicken thighs and andouille sausage. So all the brown bits that are there, all the juice from the sausage and all the seasoning and the smoke flavor, that's leached out and stuck on the pan. You want to make sure you're getting all that scraped up. So like I said, about 5 minutes or so, get that nice, the onions start getting translucent, everything starts wilting. Put in a bunch of garlic. Garlic's flavor. And then that just needs about 30 seconds to start to bloom. As that's going, we'll talk about some of these spices we're going to use. Oregano, dried thyme, gumbo filet, which is a ground powder from the sassafras. Some red pepper, black pepper, some Cajun seasoning, and salt. So a bunch of flavors, very aromatic. So now once the garlic, you can start smelling the garlic, it's all ready to go. So we'll add all those spices in. I like to give them just a quick 5-10 seconds to kind of saute. That really sort of releases the oils that are kind of dried up in the dried herbs. You can smell it, so good. Again, the chicken and andouille sausage I cooked off earlier. The chicken's not cooked, it's just got a little color on it. So we'll add all that in. Make sure you get all that good juice. Keep stirring, we can go a little lower. This is gonna be good. canned tomatoes, 1 can, 14 ounce, just crushed tomato. And you want to let that cook pretty low, just to, at this point you're just getting it all melded together. It still needs some good cooking time once the rice is in, to cook the rice and to finish cooking the chicken. So just give a little caramelization on the tomatoes, get them all in there, everything tasting good. So at this point, we'll add rices, just regular white long grain rice, about 1.5 cups, and chicken stock. Doesn't have to be chicken stock, you can use water. Chicken stock's just gonna add more flavor. You can use, if you have ham stock, pretty much anything, even fish stock, since you're doing shrimp, or like a shellfish stock, would be great. So keep giving that a stir. And with this dish, you want to keep stirring. A lot of rice dishes, you know, if you make rice, you bring it to a boil, take it way down to a simmer, cover it, don't touch it. This, you're not trying for a light, fluffy rice. You just want it all, as the rice cooks, it'll suck in all that good juice in there. Add some heat. Don't have to add it, but I have a lot of beers to drink while I'm eating this, so. Some Worcestershire. And then we're pretty much ready to go. Kick this heat up. So again, this is gonna take about 25 minutes. Throw a lid on it, you know, go talk to your friends, come back, give it a stir, go grab a beer, come back, give it a stir. Just let it cook and cook and cook. Once it comes up to a boil, you know, go down to a slight simmer, make sure you have your lid, and just check on it every 5-10 minutes. Come give it a stir. And then, so when we come back, we'll have this all finished up. For about the last 5 minutes of the cooking of these beautiful shrimp, just tossed in a little bit of the Cajun seasoning, salt. We'll put those on top. Shrimp, if you're adding oysters or crawfish or any kind of seafood, you want to add that in the last like 4 or 5 minutes. If you were to put that in now, they would just be like rubber bands by the end of that, and you're going through all the effort of doing things in stages. Just, you know, finish strong. So we'll bring this up. You can see it's starting to boil already. We'll bring this up to a boil, cut it down, let it simmer for a while. Make sure we test it for seasoning. I don't want to test it right now because the chicken is raw in there. So let that cook for a few minutes and we can adjust. So like I said, we'll give it about 20-25 minutes. Throw the shrimp on, give it about 5 more minutes just to cook the shrimp through, and then we are going to eat. So thanks for joining us so far. Stick with us. We'll be back in just a second, and we'll plate this up and show you how it's all done. Thank you very much. Hi, welcome back to Heartland Hangover. Speaking of good hangover food. So, like I said, we put it in we let it cook for about 25 minutes, stirred it every 4 or 5 minutes or so. Now we're going to grab it. We added the shrimp the last 5 minutes, give it a few stirs, pop the lid on, just let it sit. I'll be right back, let's see what happens. Holy, can you see that? Perfect consistency, still juicy. Those good andouille. Let's try one of these shrimp right off the bat. That's so good. Just finished up with some fresh green onions, chicken andouille shrimp, jambalaya. One pot, 35 minutes, 4 hours, however long you want it. Make it so good. Thank you all for joining this episode of Heartland Hangover. Again, my name is David Ford, the corporate chef for Heartland Reps. And if you have any questions, want to review our products, go ahead and hop online, go to heartlandreps.com. If you have any questions, email me at david@heartlandreps.com. And I'm happy to help out with this recipe, with any of the other recipes. If you need any help with anything at your restaurant, let me know. We're happy to help out. Thanks for joining us again here on Heartland Hangover, and we'll see you next week. Make jambalaya.